All praise to the Most High, Yahuah, and all praises to Yahushua, the one that lived for us, died to his flesh for us, died on the stake for us, and is resurrected right now and waiting for us to use the Yahuah Haloe369. Now, as I do about this time, you know what that was. Me using the Yahuah Haloe369, quickening the Yahuah Haloe369 through this vessel. This magnificent vehicle that we call a vessel. Anyhow, what's good, YouTube? Haloe369 back with another one. Man, it's been a journey. I know I ain't been on in a minute. It's been a journey still. And, as far as everything goes, I hope everybody's been doing well. I hope you've been taking care of yourself. I hope you've been worshiping the Most High Yahuah, making sure that He's number one in your life, because you're gonna need Him. Everybody's gonna need Him. If you're new to the channel, pull up, have a seat. We've ready to have a conversation. I might go into the word. We just gonna see how this play out. Anyhow, if you are a regular here, hit that thumbs up. If you are new here and you like the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you like the content, go ahead and hit that like button. Thumbs it up. However, I digress. How's everybody been? I hope all is being well with everybody. Now, I know the last couple videos I've been reading the book of Enoch. You can check those out. And let me know what you think. Give me your insight. This time I'm not gonna read from the book of Enoch. This time, because I ran into a video that somebody that I'm in a group with somebody that had a video of Yahuah the Awakened, and he speaks on taking Yahuah's name in vain. And he had a valid point. Taking his name in vain is not what people think it is. However, my perception of it is completely different than his. Hey, you want to know what? It is so beneficial that Yahuah, many people don't speak his name. It's beneficial for that, because I promise you, as much as I see people taking his name in vain because they're unaware that they're doing it, or they would be if they actually called him by his name, they don't. Most of them use the term God. Everybody uses the term God, or I'd even go as far as to say mainly just God. They don't necessarily use the Almighty Creator of heavens and earth name. which is Yahuah. However, what I have come to realize is that most people are unaware. What was Solomon's biggest gripe, y'all? Do y'all remember in Ecclesiastes what his biggest gripe was? The vanity of mankind. All is vanity. All is vanity. And the man that possessed the greatest wisdom, he possessed the Ruach of wisdom, which was Ruach. I got it written down, just so y'all know. I do have it written down. I believe it's Binah Ruach Biana or Bayana. Anyhow, there's Ruach Dahaf, there's Ruach Etasa, Etsaha. Anyhow, that's beside the point. Point is, people have confused what taking Yahuah's name in vain means. Don't believe me? How many people run into videos or sermons that say, God said? God said to do this, or prophesying in his name, saying that he said when he said not to take his name in vain. Many people use, how many of y'all ran into these preachers that say, God, oh, sister such and such, God said you gonna get a new this or a new that. Or brother such and such, God said, and the Holy Spirit telling me that you gonna get this and you gonna get that. How many people do that regularly? And claim it to be. This is why I say it's beneficial that they don't use his name, or his name was hidden for so long from us, or we have been out of remembrance for so long, because inadvertently people would have been cursing themselves. Because people take his name in vain all the time. And like Yaki the Awakened said, you know, it's not goddamn or this is some bullshit, you know, Jesus Christ and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's not taking his name in vain. Unfortunately and fortunately. Taking his name in vain, Solomon's biggest gripe, the one that had all the wisdom, said it out of his own mouth. The life of man is vanity. It's all vanity. Corrupt men too. He was speaking on corrupt men. Though he was corrupt himself, he had gotten corrupted. And you know, with all that wisdom, he is definitely guilty of taking the Most High's name in vain. Because he used his authority over wisdom to get over on, to pretty much indulge in his lustful, vain behavior. He was vain. Most people are vain when they are in that type of authority or those types of positions. They're vain. It's in vain. When you say Yahuah said something to manipulate the people, that's taking his name in vain. Vain, vanity, vain. It doesn't mean what people think it means. And then his explanation it wasn't nowhere near how I perceive it. So, and I could be incorrect. However, how many of these people take this Holy Spirit in vain? Or say that Yahuah said, or the Spirit said, or, luckily they don't use his name to prophesy, because when they use his name to prophesy and it don't align with the word of the Most High Yahuah at all, it don't. Diviners, diviners, mediums, spiritualists, all these people, they'd be in a world of trouble if they was using his name to manipulate y'all. And some of them do inadvertently or make the attempt, but they don't use his name, thankfully. They use the Most High. I see a lot of diviners and spiritualists using the Most High. They'll use that term, but that's taking his name in vain, taking his wisdom and corrupting it to suit your narrative. That's vanity. Ego, vanity. That's taking his name in vain. Claiming authority over things you should not or do not have authority of, like to manipulate people's free will, which is vanity. That's a form of vanity. To be attention seeking, that's vain. That's what taking Yahuah's name in vain would be. Or to command something to get your way. Yeah, to command the Ruach to get your way. And by using your Ruach to manipulate others, that's vain. Or to say that God said, that's vain. Even I have been manipulated. Once I realized this, because I did realize it, I didn't know what it was. And this was before I even, heard Yaki's take on taking Yahuah's name in vain. Before I even heard his, because we all, humans go against the law of nature. And they go against the laws of nature. And I noticed that a lot of them that go against the laws of nature, they all are either crashing out. The people out here that go out seeking trouble, going against their nature, doing more than what they were meant to do. Because this is why I say we are blessed to have his name hidden from us for as long as we did. Because there's people out here that use the Holy Spirit or these spiritual mediums that say that the dead talk to them. Now, Yahuah allow things to happen where you'll feel like that, but that's not the case. The dead are asleep. The dead are asleep. They don't wake up until the appointed time. Vanity, taking Yahuah's name in vain, is manipulating the people for your own gain. That's what taking his name in vain is. Or for your own selfish gain. Or to manipulate people into doing things that are against the Most High's will. That's taking his name in vain. Vain, vanity. Vain, men are vain. Vain, very vain. While I'm on the subject of vanity, women are terrible with vanity. And they will just think about how selfish they are when they take the word and manipulate it and twist it in their favor to say that God said. And I noticed it too. It'd be the attractive ones. Now I ain't gonna say that because there's a mixture. There is a mixture out here. I've seen that too, coming along. There's a mixture of young women, beautiful women, that have that talk good sense about how to serve a man. Now I'm not certain if they practice it or not, that because I don't know their business like that. But I see they got they head on straight as far as like how to explain, what a man is looking for and all that stuff. So I ain't gonna say all women are vain or looking for attention, which is vanity, which is vain. Vain. That's what he mean, though. To take Yahuah's name in vain, which credit to Yaki though, Yaki Awakened though, because he did have a lot of really valuable knowledge and information on how to upkeep your vessel and how to, influence your vessel. However, the Ruach HaKodesh and the minerals and the fluid and breath that we put in this vessel, which is a chemistry in itself, to create, and it's an alchemic process to create a glowing vessel that serves the Most High Yahuah. It does. However, it's supposed to show through our behavior. Our behavior, a lot, because a lot of people don't like to sit down and have an actual conversation or talk. They don't. They want to argue, debate. Don't really like to have personal time, or they're very fearful of having a structured conversation on how we should serve the Most High Yahuah. And that's kind of what I see out here. And it's not like, and this is just in general, Relationships rule the world. I say that all the time. Relationships rule the world. Your relationship with the Most High Yahuah is your greatest relationship out here. That's the greatest one you all have. A lot of people don't take it seriously. I had a few conversations where I ran into people and I asked them this question: do you fear the Most High? Some people say that fear don't even exist. It does. They don't fear breaking their morals. Breaking their morals. They don't fear absence from the Most High, because it's not. He doesn't want you to fear what he'll do to you. That's not the greatest fear of the Most High anyway. The greatest fear of Yahuah is him removing himself from your presence. That's the greatest fear of the Most High. Like, do you love him enough to not want to lose him? That's fear of the Most High. That's true fear. Most people don't understand that, though. It's like when we try to remove ourselves, when we remove ourselves from people, or when people take advantage of us and they don't fear losing what they have until it's gone, and then when it goes away, or when the behavior changes and they done lost something real great, and then they want to feel spiteful or point the finger, all of everything but accountability. All of everything but accountability. And in my mind, I'm like, did you not just sabotage this situation? Did you not just cause an argument or conflict? Did you not just argue or cause a conflict between us to suit your narrative or to suit what you wanted to get out of me? And zero accountability just circles these people a lot of time. And like I said, I ain't saying everybody's like that, because I've seen some very genuine individuals out here, male and female. They're very genuine, very loving, and they understand what it is to be a servant or to be in harmony. Them being in harmony, those are people that serve the Most High. The people that want to go out, do this protesting stuff, or they got their opinions and their actions are invasive or disruptive, just being disruptive without any self-awareness. When I see it, I understand it, because everybody at some point had to operate in unconscious behavior or lack of self-awareness. And me personally, when I see the state of, because I'm very careful about my field of energy, like my field of Ruach, the energy that I hold, or the energy that I project, or the things that I use to create. I'm very protective over it. I'm very protective over my relationship with the Most High Yahuah as well. Very protective. It's not saying that I don't fall short. I do fall short, but not to the point to where it's irreparable. I don't. Like, more so when I say I fall short, like I find myself, losing patience here and there, or Like, I might have, or I might have had some doubt here and there. That's falling short at that point. Like, but if you just go consciously, just do things to mislead, misguide people, using the Most High, that's using His name in vain. That's using Yahuah in vain. Do not take the Lord thy God name in vain. It means don't be using Him for your selfish manipulation tactics, your vanity. And I'm pretty certain that Solomon was guilty of this, which is why he has so much insight on it. He was guilty of it. I mean, you just gotta think. Like he done created temples for all his mistresses and wives and all that stuff. Yeah, there was a reason that he complained about the world's vanity. But he was a part of the world's vanity. He was a part of it. He wasn't no different than these people. After he got corrupted, after his wisdom got corrupted, and he got too big for his britches, which is why I say I never want to lose Yahuwah's favor. Like, again, because I've lost his favor at one point and gained it, but I gained it tenfold once I understood, once I became self-aware, stop putting things that go against the Most High's will, stop putting that over Him, which is my indulgence in, worldly activities. So if my indulgence in worldly activities cause me to sin against the Most High, then of course He's gonna be like, nah, you still ain't got it yet. However, He'll chasten me, correct me to the situation, make me self-aware. Like, what am I doing that's causing this issue? And now that I understand, and I understand perfectly, like, to truly avoid using Yahuwah's name in vain is to have you seek Him out. Push y'all to seek Him out and not accept the glory for myself. Because that's using His name in vain. To take Him, use Him to gain glory for self. That's vanity. That's vain. Now, what he said, he was half right. And I want to make another correction to y'all. Because I have another one, which is this. I normally say that Yahuwah's biggest punishment is to let you be right. And granted, it is. That is one of His greatest punishment. But His greatest blessing is to let you be right. I'm going to need y'all to think about it. It's His greatest punishment and His greatest blessing. I could explain it. However, I believe that most of y'all might understand it. For those that don't get it, I'll explain it. Which is, for Him to let you be right. If you're in the right mind state, you put Him first, you're aligned with His will, you're aligned with how He wants you to move in life, you're harmonizing with His ecosystem, that is properly, living correctly, in taking his word on a regular basis and practicing, practicing his word. Being a practitioner of being a servant of the Most High, which is what he created us for. On the flip side of that, you live in your delusion. You do things that cause disharmony, or you seek out disharmony just to self-sabotage your own situation. Self-sabotage your own situation. And people try to pull you out of it or talk you out of being reckless with your behavior. People trying to talk you out of being reckless with your behavior. And you still just go do what you want to do to the point of no return. And once you become reprobate minded, he ready to let you have it, let you be right. So that's his greatest curse. And letting you be right is also his greatest blessing. Depending on whether you're living correctly or not, or observing correctly or not. And then living with the knowledge of Yahuah is in control of your life, or Yahusha and his behavior and his resurrection is an example for your life. Example for your life. I ain't saying that, I know we gonna fall short. I know people gonna fall short. At some point, we all fall short. However, do you stay falling, or do you pick yourself up, or do you concentrate on where on the Most High, being in his presence, letting things unfold, giving it all to him? Because I give everything to the Most High. I don't even do nothing for myself anymore. The Most High does everything for me. All I do is sit back. I'll act out on what I know of the Most High. But I'll never say that Yahuah said. But how many people out here use the Most High's name in vain, or use his spirit in vain? 90% of the preachers. Well, such and such. Well, I'm going to call this over your life, and I prophesied that the Most High, or they would say, oh God, I prophesied that this, and this is going to happen for Miss such and such. I ain't calling no names or nothing like that. I'm just saying, that's vanity. And then to support somebody else's vanity, for that matter, taking his name in vain, by allowing them, infecting them to take his name in vain. By saying God said, so now they saying God said, and God didn't say. Which is Yahuah. Yahuah didn't say. That's not what he said. Oh, you about to have greatest prosperity over your life and da 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 da. What's important? Your financial gain isn't important to the Most High. It's not, because you'll lose that. None of the stuff that y'all find important is truly important. And mostly everything that people find important is vain. Decorating. I mean, it's cool, but it's still, are you doing it? Now, some people do it for genuine, I have a love for the craft of this or that. And I get it. But then you got some people that just do it to show off or flex or do things to flex. Vanity. Vain. So when you take Yahuah's name in vain, it's you using his name to gain something from whoever it is that you're either trying to manipulate, talk to, or whatever the case may be. And preachers and pastors do it all the time. 90% of them do it. I ain't got no dog in the fight because I don't go to church. So I don't go to church for one. I need to congregate with people that are down to earth people that are not just so hive-minded to the point to where they're trying to have worldly success. I'm not looking for worldly success. I'm looking for spiritual success. I have worldly success if I have spiritual success anyway. So I don't look for the worldly successes. Those come. I look for my relationship with the Most High to be correct. And then I look for my relationship with others to be correct. And am I demonstrating Yahuah's or Yahusha's behavior correctly? Am I demonstrating that correctly? If I ain't demonstrating that correctly, I'm no use to you at all. Anyhow, that's what it is. Using Yahuah's name in vain is not what people think it is. However, Solomon's greatest gripe in Ecclesiastes should let you know all you need to know about taking Yahuah's name in vain. Ruach Yahuah, which is what fills our vessel at the end of remembrance. That's what fills our vessel at the end of remembrance. That's what transforms our vessel, which is Yahusha dying on that cross physically for us to have his spirit abundantly and to give us a pass for all of our unrighteousness. Just think of, taking his name is in the warnings. Taking his name in vain is in the warnings in the end times anyway. People will be lovers of themselves. Who do you think they use to manipulate others? They use the name of God. They use the name of Jesus to manipulate others, even though those aren't the real names. However, just think if they were using the real names, it would be much worse. It'd be a curse. I'm just saying. And yes, this is just something I thought about after watching that video, and I was like, well, I disagree with that part of what he said. But that's only because of my perception on it. My perception of taking Yahuah's name in vain is totally different than others. And I could be incorrect, however, I doubt it. But remember, Yahuah's greatest curse and blessing is to let you be right. So I'm right regardless of whether I'm being wrong or not. He's going to allow me to see. He'll humble me if I'm incorrect. And if I'm humble enough to accept correction, that's how I can be tested. Like, am I incorrect? And then if I am incorrect, somebody gonna let me know through whatever insight they have. in the comments. Hopefully y'all hit them comments. But somebody gonna let me know if I'm incorrect. Cause I could be incorrect. But taking Yahuah's name in vain, I think they didn't, like, I don't think he got all the way into the meaning of taking his name in vain, because I see it a lot differently. My perception on it is, like I said, I know I've done it, but not as Yahuah. I did. That's before I knew the name Yahuah. It was God at that time, and I was using God to manipulate things to get my way in life, which is an invalid way to do things. So I'm just as guilty. I'm just as guilty as these preachers. I've always been a person that was geared towards spiritual behavior, or, the behavior of the word, the Bible, and just spiritual behavior, or learning ancient Kemet, or all these different esoteric teachings. I've learned a lot of that stuff and practiced a lot of that stuff. And now that I understand what it is, which is circumventing the Most High Yahuah, circumventing and leaving him out of it, I regret it, because it wasn't right to do. Also, you get karma for using that stuff. Like, you get, and I ain't even gonna say karma. It's just that Yahuah allows you to be punished by Satan, and Satan gets to whatever contract you had with him during that time. He get to hurt you. He might not get to kill you, but he get to hurt you, hurt your situation. Just as long as he don't get to touch you, kind of like he did Job. But his situation was more so because of his family around him. Yahuah had to weed out the family around him and his sons and all them. That's why Job was being tested, because it wasn't really a test for Job. It was more so a test for the hearts of his family, which got removed from out of his life. And the ones that did get to survive that onslaught of what Satan got to touch, Yahuah told them to tell Job to pray for them. To ask Job to pray for them. And then Yahuah said, if he say yeah, then I'll let y'all live. But if he say no, y'all gotta go. You'll be punished. But yeah, that's my take on using Yahuah's name in vain. I got another video coming up, and I have something else I want to talk about. However, I just wanted to give y'all a quick rundown of what taking Yahuah's name in vain is for my perception, from how I see it. Now, I could be wrong, and you can let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I am all willing to accept any correction that you have for me. Peaceful discourse and harmony, a harmonious discourse. I'm not looking for debating. I'm looking for a harmonious understanding on how you might see it. Because you could see it differently than I see it, and you might be right. However, if you made it this far through the video, I love you. And I want you Top in them comments. If you liked the video, let me know what you liked about the video. I do got another video coming up, so don't worry. This ain't the last time you're gonna see me. And also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. But just think about what I said. Taking Yahuah's name in vain is a lot more than just denial of his laws. It's manipulating his name to gain attention or fame. Using his name to manipulate others. I'm sorry. Using his name to manipulate others into what you want them to be like. That's how I see it. Now, I could, like I said, I could be wrong, but hit them comments, y'all. And it's all love. And yeah, right on to Antonio for giving me that video to research and observe and pay attention to. I appreciate you, boss. And yeah, I want y'all to stay blessed and stay talking to the Most High. All right? It's all love.